Welcome back, HC Nation! Hey, Zach Edwards here with another episode of the Stump the Creator, brought to you by Historical Conquest, which is a really fun game that you don't need to know anything about history to play. It's basically about world domination or world peace. Those are your two objectives, and if you can get there, you win the game. So, that's a very short summary, but that's all I'm going to give you. Check it out on our website, www.historicalconquest.com. Thank you so much. Okay, now let's go into our Stump the Creator. So on Fridays, we always do, or we strive to do, is always have a Stump the Creator contest, which is where you try to stump me at my own game. The way this is actually played is you send me an email with a question about the game. Now, it cannot be something like, what's your favorite card, or what's this one card that does this? Those are not stumps. It's stumps about the rules. It's like trying to find a blacklisted card because it's not actually going to work. So that's the type of thing. Now, there are some questions we've already gone through. I think we've been through almost 70 of these Stump the Creators in the second edition. The first edition we went through like 100. But this new one, we are actually able to go more in depth, and we have a lot more cards since that time, because that was like 3-4 years ago when we did the original edition. Now we're doing this every Friday. So again, if you can stump me, you get a prize. If you give me a question that's really good and it's a really close to being a stump or very mind-provoking, I will give you a what do I call it? I call it a gift. I call it I forgot. I'm not thinking of the word right now, but it'll come to me afterwards. So you either get a prize for stumping me or an honorable mention. That's what I was looking for. An honorable mention, which is basically us saying that you did really well at it. Thank you so much for submitting. Now, if you send me an email with a question, which you want to do so that I don't read it up front, is send it in with Stump the Creator in the subject line. That's all you have to put. Don't put the cards or anything like that. It's fine. I will find them in the video. I mean, if you have the chance, it would be great if you could say Stump the Creator and list the cards that need to look up. Now, don't put like 100 different questions. We've had that before. Not 100, but like a dozen. It just took a long time to get through all those questions. Break them up into multiple emails. It'll make multiple videos and more chances for you to win. Okay, that's it. That's the explanation. Let's get into the Stump the Creator. Okay, so Stump the Creator, the first one today, or the only one, we'll see how long this one goes, is from Gabe. So Gabe, thank you so much for entering this question. He says, if I play Delphic Oracle in the first 2 rounds, do my opponents get to pick one of the cards I took out? Because, and so there's a question mark, and then because, wouldn't that be interacting with the other players in the first 2 rounds, which you're not supposed to do. In the first 2 rounds, it's world peace, no interactions, no positive, no negative, no interactions. You haven't even found them. Okay. Like civilization, you're both in 2 different spheres, and you have no idea where everyone else is until around the 2nd round. So, am I able to play her since I'm not interacting with the other opponents by playing her? Okay, now, what does Delphic say? Now, I'm going to show you an image of her. Let me see how I can do this. Gabe was gracious enough to put it on the email itself. So I just saved it. Now I'm going to open it. I'm going to see if I can transfer it over. There we go. Look at that. Well, that doesn't look as good. Let me shrink down my frame and blow up the... Oh, no, I didn't just do that, did I? Yes, I did. Okay, there we go. Delphic Oracle. Okay. Let's try and have it edited. Okay, stop. Cancel. Oh, technology is great when it works. Okay, here we go. Delphic Oracle. Choose 3 documents, knowledge cards from your deck. Okay, so you're not interacting with anyone. And play them. That's great. Afterwards, each opponent may choose one of those cards to gain its effect. Very nicely done. So, I guess that's one of the great things about getting this card right away if you use it within the first 2 rounds, first 2 rounds, no one else would be able to play it or gain the abilities because there's no interaction. So choose 3 documents, knowledge cards from your deck. Perfect. And play them. Afterwards, each opponent may choose one of those cards to gain its abilities. Wait. Hold on. Okay. Instant being the I right here, and a one-time use card. Now, it says afterwards. I could actually see how it would say afterwards, and someone would say, well, how about after the 2 rounds? Well, the problem is that an instant and one-time card has to be used in that turn, and it goes away. Like, you use up the abilities. If you don't use the abilities, you lose them within the first round. So, the same would go with your opponents, too. If they don't use it within that round, they would then lose it. So afterwards, each opponent may choose one of those cards to gain its effect. Yeah, I'm going to have to say, Gabe, you're right. Yeah, with this great card, if you use it in the first 2 rounds, no one else can benefit from those cards that you pulled. Wow, that's a really great one to bring out. I did already give you an honorable mention 2 times ago. Was it 2 times ago? I think it was 2 videos ago, 1 email before. These are great questions, Gabe. So yeah, just stay tuned for more, because there's going to be more coming from Gabe. He's great at this. Cole, also great. I need some other people. Come on, I need some more questions to be put in here. But the Delphic Oracle, if you play in the first 2 rounds, I guess you don't have to share it with the others because there's no interaction. They don't know where you are. Like civilization, everything around your civilization, what you found, is all black. And so you won't be able to see where your opponents are or share any benefits. So, in the first 2 rounds, Gabe, you're safe. If you can play this one in the first 2 rounds, you don't have to share it with your opponents. Wow, that's really good. Okay, so that is it for Gabe's question, the first one. Let's go to his second question, which was in another email, which is actually quite longer. Okay, so I'm going to keep Delphic Oracle up, but this one says, no, I'll just take this one down because she does not apply. Close. Okay. If my opponent plays Harriet Tubman, her ability reads interrupt. There is peace in your civilization, and no opponent may play any card against you or attack your land for 1 round. Great. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. Then I interrupt. Let's see, if your opponent plays, okay, if the opponent played it, that's pretty straightforward. Then if I, being Gabe, interrupt with Saint Boniface? His ability says, interrupt, pull out any 1 character from your deck and play it immediately. Okay, that's pretty self-explanatory. That interrupt, as long as it's played right after Harriet Tubman, is played right away as an interrupt. And it says play it immediately, which means it would still be within the functions of the interrupt. The Saint Boniface interrupt. Then I play Toyotomi Hideyoshi in the land with Harriet Tubman. His ability says place Tiamoto in one opponent's land and take control of that land, including your opponent's character cards. Armies may escape to a new land. Okay? Am I able to do that? Since he is technically not interrupting her. Well, it does actually say play immediately, so you would have to say that if you're still doing the interrupt ability, which means pulling out 1 card and then playing it immediately, it's still within that interrupt that is St. Boniface. Then would be the second, it's like layers of an onion. You're taking 1 layer at a time. Now, every time, I guess onion would be the opposite because you get the core. Okay, go with me at this. So I should say the first ability that's played is the core of the onion. Then the next wrap goes around, and you have to play that one before you can get to the inner interrupt. And if you put another interrupt on that, it goes over top of that other layer. So it's like a reverse onion. So at this point, you have this one ability going on, and the ability says play it immediately. Now, if it said hold it in your hand, then no, it would not account. But it is actually part of the ability itself. So by playing Toyotomi, Hidoshi, by playing him in the land where Harriet Tubman is, technically you would be getting her ability. But, continue with his email, but wouldn't it be St. Boniface's technically still? Wouldn't it be his ability still? If I can take that land, do I get Harriet Tubman? Is her ability going good for me to use? Okay, now that is a great question. It's not the fact that can I play Toyotomi, it's Toyotomi. It's not the fact that I can play him. It's the fact of what happens to Harriet Tubman. Now, as all cards go, you play the card and then you use the abilities. You don't put the card down after the abilities are used. It's before the abilities are used. So, in this sense, if I am interrupting her, she is already in that land. If she is in that land and you put Toyotomi, sorry, I'm really not doing well on that name, then technically you do gain the control of her, because it is still, as you asked, Gabe, in your question, it is still technically St. Boniface abilities still. And because of that, you claim Harriet Tubman, you claim control over the land. That's it. Any armies that are in there can escape to a new land. So, and it then says, is her ability good for me to use? Yes, technically, it is. It is still good for you to use, because you have not used it yet. If you had used it and then someone took it from you and then you got it again, you would not be able to claim it. If you use it one time, it has to go to the discard and then come back from the dead in order. It actually has to be in the discard. You don't save it from the discard. Be in the discard, then you pull it back out. You can reuse it. If it goes back into your deck, you can reuse it. If it goes back in your hand, you can reuse the abilities. But as long as it's in play, you only get to use it once. Okay, I hope that makes sense. If you have questions, comments, or you don't agree with me, which I would love for you to give me your reverse response on this, then yeah. But ultimately, because the card's ability actually says play it immediately, it goes to say that it is actually still part of that interrupt. So I'm just going to place it like that, and I want to hear what your thoughts are. So please send me a question, send me a comment, put them in the comments below, or email me. Either one's fine. Love to hear what you have to say. Thanks so much for joining us, and we will catch you next time. Take care. Bye. If you have any comments or questions, add them to the comments below. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow, actually. Take care. Bye.